You're drowning in deadlines, your to-do list feels endless, and you can barely catch your breath between meetings. Sound familiar? You're not alone. In fact, if you're a busy professional, chances are you're stuck in a constant cycle of stress, scrambling to get everything done. But what if I told you that the problem isn't your workload, it's how you're managing your time? Yeah, I said it. We've all been there, feeling overwhelmed and out of control. But the truth is, time management doesn't have to be this hard. In fact, it can be a game changer. Stick around, because in this video, I'm going to show you the unconventional yet highly effective strategies that most professionals overlook. You'll get the tools to not only survive your workday, but to actually take charge of your time, crush your goals, and reclaim your sanity. Don't just keep spinning your wheels. Watch till the end and learn how to take control once and for all. You won't want to miss this. Number 1. The ruthless decluttering method. Let's be honest, most of us are drowning in unnecessary tasks. Meetings that could have been emails, emails that could have been left unread. And don't even get me started on the endless to-do lists that make us feel busy, but not really productive. Here's the thing. The key to reclaiming your time isn't doing more. It's doing less. Yes, you heard me right. It's about cutting, slicing, and downright eliminating the fluff. I call it the ruthless decluttering method. Intrigued? You should be. Now, you might be thinking, decluttering? That's for closets, not schedules. But trust me, your calendar and task list could use a Marie Kondo makeover. Think about it. How many things do you say yes to out of obligation, or keep on your plate because it feels wrong to let them go? We've all been there. The guilt, the pressure, the fear of disappointing someone. But let me ask you this. When was the last time you said yes to something and immediately regretted it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Here's the twist. You're not just decluttering tasks, you're decluttering people's expectations of you. Ouch, right? But stay with me. If a task doesn't align with your goals or add value to your life, it doesn't deserve your time. Yes, this means saying no more often. Yes, it means skipping that quick 30-minute Zoom that always spirals into an hour. And yes, it might even mean letting a few people feel mildly annoyed. But guess what? Your peace of mind is worth it. Let me tell you a quick story. A few months ago, my inbox was chaos. Every email felt urgent, and I was constantly replying, following up, or adding things to my to-do list. It was exhausting. Then one day, I snapped. I set up filters to auto-archive anything that wasn't directly addressed to me. I stopped responding to FYI emails and politely declined unnecessary meetings with, "I trust you've got this covered." At first, I felt guilty, like I was being irresponsible. But do you know what happened? Nothing, absolutely nothing fell apart. In fact, I started feeling lighter, more focused, and way more in control. This method isn't about being cold or unkind. It's about setting boundaries that protect your time, your energy, and let's be real, your sanity. And let me tell you, the emotional benefits are incredible. You stop feeling like a hamster on a wheel and start feeling like the boss of your own life. You reclaim your space, your peace, and your dignity, 3 things we all deserve. So, here's my challenge to you. Take a hard look at your to-do list and ask yourself, does this really matter? Or am I doing it because it's expected of me? If the answer is the latter, drop it, let it go, be ruthless. Because at the end of the day, your time is your most valuable resource. Guard it fiercely. And remember, saying no to others often means saying yes to yourself. Now go ahead, declutter, simplify, and take back control. You've got this. Number 2, the zero inbox trapdoor. Let's face it, your inbox is probably a disaster. It's a swirling vortex of unread messages, reply all threads, and just following up emails that you have zero energy to deal with. Sound familiar? Here's the hard truth. Your inbox isn't just cluttered, it's controlling your life. But what if I told you there's a way to escape the madness? Not manage it, not organize it, but escape it. Intriguing, right? I call it the zero inbox trapdoor. And trust me, it's a game changer. Now you might be thinking, zero inbox? That's impossible. Emails never stop. And you're right, they don't. But that's the trap. We treat every email like it's urgent, every message like it's our responsibility, and every follow-up like it's life or death. Here's the thing, most emails aren't urgent. In fact, most of them don't even need your attention. We've all been there, staring at our inbox at the end of the day, wondering how it got this bad, feeling like we'll never catch up. Sound familiar? Yeah, we're all in the same boat. Here's where the trapdoor comes in. You don't climb out of the inbox, you drop out of it. How? By setting ruthless boundaries and automating your email behavior. Start with this. Check your email twice a day, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. That's it. No in-between peaks, no notifications, no, just a quick look. And when you do check, take action immediately. Reply, delegate, archive, or delete. If it's something you can't handle right now, move it to a folder labeled Later. But here's the twist. Don't let later become a graveyard. Set a timer for 20 minutes each day to deal with those. Let me tell you how I discovered this. A few months ago, my inbox was so overwhelming that I started dreading my mornings. I'd wake up to 50 new emails and spend my day trying to catch up, only to fall behind again. It was endless. Then one day, I decided to flip the script. I turned off email notifications, set up filters to route non-essential messages to a separate folder, and gave myself 2 dedicated times to check emails. At first, it felt like I was ignoring the world, but here's the wild part. Nothing bad happened. The world kept spinning, and I felt free. The emotional payoff is incredible. You stop living in a state of constant reaction. Your time and energy feel like yours again. This isn't just about inbox zero. It's about mental clarity and reclaiming control over your day. You stop letting emails dictate your schedule, and instead, you take charge. So here's my challenge to you. Step through the trapdoor. Set those boundaries. Automate your inbox. And remember, your worth isn't measured by how quickly you respond to an email. It's measured by the value you bring to the things that actually matter. This is your time, your peace, and your power. Go claim it. Number 3. Schedule rebellion. Flip your peak hours. Most people will tell you to optimize your schedule based on when you're naturally productive. Sounds logical, right? But what if I told you that's not always the best approach? What if your productivity isn't a matter of biology, but a matter of rebellion, of flipping the script on the hours you think work for you? Welcome to Schedule Rebellion, where we challenge the status quo of peak hours and make them work for you in a way you've probably never considered before. Now, you might be thinking, why would I mess with what's working? But let me ask you this, is it really working? We've all had those days where we try to squeeze creative work into the morning because someone said mornings are for deep focus, only to end up staring blankly at our screens. Or those nights where we attempt to grind out tasks after dinner, feeling drained and half alive. Sound familiar? Yeah, we've all been there, running on someone else's rules for productivity. Here's the rebellious twist. Stop trying to fit into the mold of traditional peak hours and flip them entirely. If you're drained at the start of the day, why force creativity then? Move it to an unexpected slot, like late afternoon when most people are winding down. And if the late night hours light a fire in you, lean into that instead of fighting it. It's not about working harder. It's about working in sync with your personal rhythm, even if it's unconventional. Let me tell you how I stumbled into this idea. For years, I tried to cram all my important work into the morning because, well, that's what everyone says to do. But here's the problem. My mornings are chaos. Between emails, unexpected calls, and that groggy, do I even exist yet feeling, I was always running on fumes by noon. Then one day, out of frustration, I flipped it. I pushed my creative work to 4 p.m., when the pressure of the day had simmered down, and suddenly, ideas flowed like never before. The energy I was forcing into the mornings naturally showed up later in the day, and I finally felt in control. This isn't about being lazy or ignoring structure. It's about owning your time. The emotional payoff is huge. You stop feeling like you're failing at productivity just because you're not a morning person or a night owl. Instead, you align your tasks with your energy peaks, whether they fit the norm or not. This is about reclaiming your schedule, your energy, and your freedom to work on your terms. So here's my challenge. Flip your schedule for a week. Move your most important work to a time you'd normally avoid. See what happens when you stop trying to fit the mold and start rebelling against it. And remember, this isn't just about productivity. It's about self-respect. It's about trusting yourself to know when you thrive and creating a rhythm that's all your own, your time, your rules. Now go flip that schedule and let your rebellion begin. Number 4, outsource your weaknesses. You can't do it all. Let me just start with that. And honestly, you shouldn't even try. Society has this weird obsession with being self-sufficient, like it's some kind of badge of honor to suffer through tasks you're terrible at, just to prove you can. But here's the thing. Spending your time and energy on things that drain you is the fastest way to burn out and sabotage your goals. So, what if I told you the key to success isn't about fixing your weaknesses, it's about outsourcing them? Yes, outsource your weaknesses. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't that just avoiding the problem? But let's be real for a second. Why waste hours trying to design a graphic for a presentation when a freelancer can do it in half the time with triple the quality? Or why force yourself to crunch numbers for hours when someone who actually enjoys spreadsheets can handle it effortlessly? It's not avoidance, it's efficiency. And no, it doesn't make you less capable. It makes you smart. We've all been there, staring at a task we hate, procrastinating until the last possible minute, and then doing a mediocre job because, well, our heart wasn't in it. You know the type of tasks I'm talking about. The ones that make you mutter under your breath, "I can't wait for this to be over." And the worst part? You lose so much time and energy that you could have used on the things you're actually good at, your strengths, your passions, the stuff that lights you up. Here's the twist. Outsourcing isn't just for big companies or CEOs. It's for anyone who's ready to reclaim their time and mental energy. Thanks to platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, or even asking that super organized friend to help out, outsourcing is more accessible than ever. Think of it as trading your weaknesses for more of your strengths. You're not giving up control, you're gaining freedom. I learned this lesson the hard way. A few years ago, I spent an entire weekend building a website from scratch because I thought, how hard can it be? Spoiler alert, it was a disaster. I hated every minute of it. The result looked amateurish, and I ended up hiring someone to redo it anyway. The moment I outsourced it, the weight lifted. The designer whipped up something amazing in half the time, and I used that weekend to focus on what I do best, creating content. It was a win-win. This isn't about avoiding growth or never trying new things. It's about recognizing where your energy is best spent. Outsourcing your weaknesses doesn't make you lazy or less capable. It's about respecting your time, your energy, and your priorities. Imagine what you could achieve if you stopped wasting hours on things that frustrate you and instead poured that time into the things that bring you joy and progress. So here's your empowering takeaway. Stop forcing yourself to be great at everything. Be great at what you love and let others handle the rest. Because success isn't about doing it all, it's about doing what matters most. And when you embrace that, you're not just outsourcing your weaknesses, you're unlocking your full potential. Number 5. Silent hour rule. What if I told you that the most productive thing you can do is to sit in silence? No music, no podcasts, no emails, and definitely no notifications. Sounds strange, right? In a world that's constantly buzzing, the idea of doing nothing feels almost radical. But here's the truth. Silence isn't about doing nothing. It's about doing everything better. That's where the silent hour rule comes in. Trust me, this simple practice could completely transform the way you work and think. We've all been there, trying to tackle a to-do list while our phone buzzes every 5 minutes, or attempting to focus while drowning in background noise. You tell yourself, I'm multitasking, I've got this. But deep down, you know you're barely scraping the surface. By the end of the day, you feel drained, like you've been running a mental marathon. But your to-do list hasn't budged much. It's frustrating, isn't it? We convince ourselves we can thrive in chaos, but honestly, our brains aren't built for it. The silent hour rule is exactly what it sounds like. It's one sacred, non-negotiable hour a day where you eliminate distractions and immerse yourself in uninterrupted focus. No phone, no chatter, just you and your thoughts, or the task in front of you. It's not just about productivity, it's about reclaiming a space in your day to think clearly, creatively, and without interruption. It's like hitting the mental reset button, giving your brain the chance to breathe and actually work the way it's supposed to. Now, you might be skeptical. 1 whole hour, I can't even find 5 minutes. I get it, life is busy, but hear me out. The key is to prioritize this hour as if it's the most important meeting of your day, because in a way, it is. You wouldn't take a call during a job interview or scroll through Instagram in the middle of an important presentation, right? Treat your silent hour with the same respect. Block it out on your calendar. Let people know you're unavailable. Protect it like your peace depends on it, because it does. I learned the power of the silent hour during a particularly chaotic period in my life. I was juggling multiple deadlines, answering endless emails, and constantly switching between tasks. I felt like I was always busy but never truly productive. One day, out of sheer desperation, I decided to turn off everything, my phone, my notifications, even my music, and just work in silence for an hour. At first it felt awkward, almost uncomfortable, like I didn't know what to do with all that quiet. But by the end of that hour, I had accomplished more than I had in the entire morning. That 1 hour of silence became my daily sanctuary. The beauty of this rule isn't just in how much you get done, it's in how it makes you feel. There's a calm that comes from knowing you've created a space where nothing and no one can pull you away from what matters. It's empowering, it's grounding, it's a reminder that you are in control of your time, not the other way around. So, here's the challenge. Give yourself the gift of 1 silent hour a day. No distractions, no interruptions, just pure focus. Start with 30 minutes if an hour feels impossible. You'll be amazed at how much clarity, creativity, and calmness you can unlock when you silence the noise. Because this isn't just about productivity, it's about reclaiming your mental space, your energy, and your ability to thrive in a world that never stops. Number 6. The 10-minute kill switch hour rule. What if I told you that you could turn your entire day around in just 10 minutes? No, seriously, 10 minutes. That's it. The 10-minute kill switch hour rule is a simple yet powerful tactic that could change the way you approach your work, your mental clarity, and your productivity. I know it sounds too easy to be true, but trust me on this. 10 minutes is all it takes to reset and reclaim control over your day. Now, I can already hear the skepticism. 10 minutes? That's too short. I don't have time for a break, let alone a reset. But here's the thing, we've all been there. You've got a packed schedule, deadlines looming, and you're running from one task to another, feeling like you're barely keeping up. The pressure builds and you think, if I just power through, I'll get it all done. But then, your focus starts to fray, your productivity drops, and before you know it, you're stuck in a cycle of overwhelm. Sound familiar? Here's where the 10-minute kill switch hour rule comes in. It's exactly what it sounds like. You set aside 10 minutes of absolute focus. No phone, no emails, no distractions. And do something that takes you completely out of your usual routine. Maybe it's a brisk walk, a quick stretch session, a 10-minute meditation, or simply stepping outside for some fresh air. The key here is to kill all the noise for a brief moment. The physical reset you give your mind in those 10 minutes has a ripple effect, allowing you to return to your tasks with sharper focus, better energy, and a clearer head. I first stumbled upon this idea on a particularly chaotic day. I was juggling multiple projects, answering messages, and trying to write, but my brain felt like it was on fire, spinning in a million directions at once. I realized that my usual go, go, go mentality wasn't working, so I decided to try something radical. I hit pause for 10 minutes, no work, no screens, just a short walk outside, and something magical happened. When I returned to my desk, I felt like I had rebooted my entire system. I was back to full capacity, ready to tackle the rest of my day with purpose and energy. The beauty of the 10-minute kill switch hour rule is that it's not just about taking a break. It's about shifting your mental gears and recharging. It's not about being lazy or wasting time, but about being intentional with how you invest your energy. You see, your brain isn't meant to function non-stop for hours on end without a break. It's designed to need moments of rest to optimize performance. This small reset allows you to come back more focused, more energized, and with the clarity needed to handle whatever comes next. This rule isn't just about productivity. It's about reclaiming your space and your peace. It's about acknowledging that your time is valuable and you deserve to honor it with intentional pauses that help you show up as your best self. You don't have to run yourself ragged to get things done. Taking a 10-minute break is a form of self-respect. It's saying, I'm worth this moment of rest. So, try it. The next time you feel yourself spiraling into burnout, hit the 10-minute reset button. Step away from the chaos for just 10 minutes. Reclaim your mental energy, your focus, and your balance. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how many hours you grind, it's about how you manage the moments within them. And by implementing the 10-minute kill switch hour rule, you're showing up for yourself in the best way possible, with strength, clarity, and respect for your time. Number 7, batch like a boss. Let me ask you this. What if you could get more done in half the time, feel less overwhelmed, and actually enjoy the process? Sounds like a productivity hack straight out of a self-help book, right? But stick with me, because this one's real, and it's a game changer. It's called Batch Like a Boss, and it's not just another to-do list trick. It's about completely rethinking the way you approach your tasks so you can work smarter, not harder. Trust me, once you try it, you'll wonder how you ever managed without it. We've all had those days when everything feels scattered. You start writing an email, then remember you need to pay a bill, then hop on a call, and suddenly your day has spiraled into a disorganized blur. Sound familiar? You know the type. Days when you're busy, but somehow feel like you've accomplished nothing. It's frustrating, it's exhausting, and it leaves you questioning where all your time went. Well, that's where batching comes in. It's not just a productivity hack, it's a mindset shift that gives you back control over your time. So, what's the deal with batching? It's simple. Instead of juggling 100 different tasks throughout the day, you group similar ones together and tackle them in focused chunks of time. Think of it as putting all your like tasks into their own little containers. Answering emails, do them all in one go. Filming videos, block out a couple of hours and batch shoot them. Paying bills, knock them out in one sitting. The logic is simple. By staying in the same mental lane, you eliminate the time and energy wasted on constantly switching gears. And if you're wondering why this works so well, it's because multitasking is a myth. Your brain thrives on focus, not chaos. I remember the first time I tried batching, and honestly, I was skeptical. My to-do list was a mile long, and I thought, there's no way I can afford to spend 2 hours on one category of tasks. But then I gave it a shot. I picked a Monday morning, set aside 2 hours, and batched all my content planning for the week. No distractions, no bouncing between tasks, just pure focus. By the time I was done, not only did I have an entire week of work prepped, but I felt this weird sense of calm. For the rest of the day, I didn't have to worry about switching gears. I just stuck to the plan. That sense of accomplishment, it's addictive. Here's the thing. Batching isn't about being robotic or rigid. It's about creating space. Space to focus, space to breathe, and space to actually enjoy what you're doing. And the best part, it's completely customizable. Whether you're a student juggling assignments, a content creator managing deadlines, or just someone trying to keep life organized, batching can be tailored to fit your world. It's not about cramming everything into a tight schedule. It's about working in harmony with your energy and priorities. This isn't just about productivity. It's about peace of mind. It's about reclaiming the hours you've lost to distractions and chaos. When you batch, you're saying, my time matters, and I'm going to use it wisely. It's empowering, it's freeing, and it's proof that you don't have to do everything all at once to be successful. So what are you waiting for? Take a look at your to-do list, group those tasks, and start batching like a boss. Trust me, it's not just a strategy, it's a lifestyle upgrade. You'll feel more in control, more accomplished, and, best of all, more at peace. Your time, your focus, your life. Take it all back, one batch at a time. Number 8, the burnout free zone. What if I told you there's a way to hustle hard, meet deadlines, and still not feel like your soul has been squeezed dry? Sounds impossible, right? But hear me out. This idea could change the way you work and live. It's called the burnout free zone, and it's not just a catchy phrase. It's a mindset, a way of structuring your day that protects your energy, keeps your creativity alive, and still lets you get things done without collapsing into exhaustion. You're probably thinking, yeah, sure, if that were possible, wouldn't everyone already be doing it? But trust me, most people are caught in the hamster wheel, pushing through their limits and wondering why they're running on empty. This is different. We've all been there, those days where the to-do list feels endless and the only solution seems to be working longer and harder. You tell yourself, just one more hour, or, if I push through this week, I'll finally catch a break. But the break never comes, does it? Instead, you're left drained, frustrated, and staring at a mountain of work that somehow keeps growing. It's a cycle so many of us fall into because it feels like the only way to keep up. The thing is, it doesn't have to be like this. You don't have to burn yourself out to prove you're productive. There's a better way, and it starts with carving out your burnout-free zone. The concept is simple yet powerful. You create intentional pockets of time in your day where you prioritize recovery and renewal as much as you prioritize productivity. Sounds too easy, right? But that's the point. It's so straightforward that most people overlook it. When you give yourself permission to pause, to disconnect, and to recharge, you're actually setting yourself up for deeper focus and better results. Think of it like charging your phone. You wouldn't expect it to run all day at full capacity without plugging it in, so why do we expect the same from ourselves? This isn't about being lazy or procrastinating. It's about respecting your limits so you can stay in the game for the long haul. I remember a time when I ignored this completely. I was juggling work, personal projects, and 100 little responsibilities that all felt urgent. Taking a break felt like slacking, so I didn't. I pushed through, fueled by caffeine and sheer willpower, until I hit a wall, hard. One day, I sat staring at my computer screen, unable to string a single coherent thought together. That's when it hit me. I wasn't being productive, I was just busy. And there's a big difference. I decided to try something radical. I started scheduling non-negotiable breaks into my day, 15 minutes to step outside, an hour in the evening to read, even just 5 minutes to close my eyes and breathe. At first it felt weird, almost guilty, like I was slacking off. But you know what? My work got better. My energy improved. And for the first time in months, I actually felt like myself again. The burnout-free zone isn't just about physical rest. It's about giving your mind space to breathe. When you're constantly on, you rob yourself of creativity, problem-solving ability, and frankly, joy. By creating these intentional moments of pause, you're telling yourself, I matter. My well-being matters. And that shift is powerful. It's about reclaiming your peace without sacrificing your ambition. It's about working smarter, not harder, and knowing when to step back so you can show up fully. This isn't just a productivity hack. It's a way of living that prioritizes balance and sustainability. You don't have to wait until you're burned out to make a change. Start now. Set boundaries around your time. Create space for rest and renewal. And watch how your energy, your focus, and your creativity start to thrive. This is your life, your energy, your choice. Protect it. Because when you live in a burnout-free zone, you're not just surviving, you're truly living. Number 9. Radical calendar transparency. What if I told you that your calendar could be the key to unlocking more time, less stress, and better boundaries? Sounds too simple to be true, right? But here's the thing. Radical calendar transparency could change the way you work, live, and interact with the people around you. You might be thinking, wait, you want me to share every single thing I'm doing with everyone? Trust me on this. It's not about oversharing. It's about shifting how you approach time. By embracing radical transparency, you're not just freeing up your schedule, you're also freeing up your mental space. And yes, it works, even if it sounds like a bit of a leap. Now, we've all had those moments, right? You're juggling work, personal life, errands, and a million other things, and suddenly someone asks for your time. You hesitate, but you feel guilty saying no. You end up stretching yourself thin, canceling that workout you promised yourself, or missing out on a moment of peace. Why? Because we're all trying to protect our time in secret, as if our calendars are these mysterious locked vaults. We think we need to keep everything to ourselves and only let people in when it's convenient. But honestly, this only builds more stress and pressure. You've been there, feeling overwhelmed and under-rested, right? So how do we change this? Radical calendar transparency is about sharing your time in a way that's not just for work, but for life as a whole. It's being open about what's on your plate, and not just with your team or family, but with yourself too. By laying it all out, whether in a shared Google Calendar or through your communication, people around you can understand exactly what you need and when. Think about it. When everyone knows when you're free or unavailable, it takes away the pressure of constant requests and the guilt of saying no. This isn't about micromanaging your time. It's about setting expectations up front. It's setting boundaries, but with kindness and clarity. And yes, I know this might sound like I'm asking you to be an open book, but it's actually about being more intentional with your time than ever before. I've been using this strategy in my own life. A while back, I used to guard my calendar like it was a treasure chest, only letting people see what I wanted them to see. But then one day, I had a back-to-back week of meetings, deadlines, and personal commitments that all overlapped. It got to the point where I was double booking myself. I wasn't respecting my own boundaries, and I felt like a time management disaster. That's when I decided to go all in on transparency. I set up a shared calendar with my friends, family, and colleagues, where they could see exactly when I had availability. At first, it felt weird, almost vulnerable. But you know what? It was liberating. Suddenly, I wasn't battling for control over my time. I was sharing it. People respected my boundaries more because they saw when I was truly available and when I was already booked. It didn't just save me time, it saved me energy. And honestly, I started feeling more empowered to say no when I needed to, without feeling guilty. Here's the thing. Radical transparency doesn't just help you manage your time, it helps you manage your peace. When you stop hiding your calendar behind closed doors, you start to reclaim your energy. You begin to operate on your own terms, not based on the whims and requests of others. It's about feeling more in control, not over-explain yourself, and not burning out. You have the right to your time, and sharing it with others doesn't mean you're giving it away. It's about showing up for yourself first, so you can show up better for everyone else. So, what do you think? Are you ready to try radical calendar transparency? To stop overcommitting and start setting clearer boundaries? To stop juggling everything in your head and let others know when you have room for them? This isn't about being rigid or inflexible. It's about respecting your space, your time, and your well-being. Your time is your most precious resource. So, take control of it, share it openly, and watch how it transforms your life. Trust me on this. Radical calendar transparency is a game changer. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this video gave you some valuable insights and practical tips to help you take control of your time. If you found it helpful, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And if you want more content like this, make sure to subscribe so you never miss an update. If you know someone who's feeling overwhelmed by their schedule, share this video with them. It could be just the thing they need to turn things around. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment below and let me know how you manage your time or any tips you found helpful. Let's keep the conversation going and create a community of professionals who are taking charge of their days. Remember, your time is your most valuable asset. How you manage it shapes your success. Keep striving, stay focused, and I'll see you in the next one.